Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Lesson 2 is makharij. The word makharij is the plural of makhraj, and makhraj literally means the place of leaving. And in this case, in terms of tajweed, we would translate it as the place in your throat or your mouth on the letters are being pronounced. So there are 29 letters of the Arabic alphabet, and each of them have their own makhraj. However, because some letters are very similar and the difference of the makharij is so small, they have been grouped together. Just to illustrate an importance of pronouncing each letter from its own makhraj, here's a small example. The Arabic word for heart is qalb, and the Arabic word for dog is kalb. Now this mistake seems very small and insignificant, however, it completely changes the meaning. You can see here, qalb means heart and kalb means dog. Okay, the first letter is alif. So first we have to understand what alif is. Alif essentially, if you see it in the examples given here, it will never have anything on it. For example, a haraka, so fatha, dhamma, kasra, or any mud signs, it will have nothing on it. And if it does have something on it, then it's actually a hamza, which has a completely different makhraj, which we will come across later. Alif actually, so the sound it makes is so here this would be pronounced ba. Ba has a different makhraj. However, when you're pronouncing this, the sound that comes at the end, the sound is the alif, and the sound is the emptiness of the mouth, because you cannot make the sound without opening your mouth. And when you open your mouth, the space that you create inside your mouth, that's what's called the emptiness of the mouth. Next is ba. The makhraj of ba is the wet or moist part of the lips. Pretty straightforward. Ba, bu, bi. Next is ta. The makhraj of ta is the tip of the tongue when touching the roots of the upper two front teeth. So let's go to our drawing. So it's important to realize that it's not the same as T in English, because the important difference is, okay, first let's see what the tip of the tongue is. So if this is your tongue, this part right here is the tip. Pretty straightforward. And the roots of your teeth, this is the inside view of your mouth. These are your two front upper teeth, and these are the roots right here. Roots. Okay, so the difference, however, between the English T and the Arabic ta is that inside your mouth, if this is a side view, let's say like this, and then you have your teeth, your tongue when pronouncing T actually never touches the teeth. Try it. T, T. Say a few words, maybe telephone, telescope, ta, ta. When you say T, your tongue actually never touches the teeth right here. However, in Arabic, your tongue touches both your top. I believe this part, this ridge right here is actually called the alveolar ridge. That little bone or the piece of flesh you feel inside your mouth, it kind of sticks out. That part is called the alveolar ridge, and when you're pronouncing the ta, it touches both the roots and the teeth. So hear the difference. So this would be English T, and this is ta. This is pronounced ta, ta, and this is pronounced ta, ta, ta. Okay, moving on. Actually, let's go through these. This is pronounced ta, tu, ti. Okay, next is tha. The makhraj of tha is the tip of the tongue when touching the edge of the upper two front teeth. So let's go to our drawing. So the tip of the tongue remains the same, however, this for tha it was the roots, for tha it's the tip or the edge of the teeth right here. When you're pronouncing it, you will have to stick out your tongue a bit, so to get that sound, the tha, tha, your tongue will be here, right, and it will touch the edge. You will feel a short, or you'll feel some air, your breath will come out through here. Tha, tha. It's not sa, because if you pronounce it sa, like let's say the English S, sa, your tongue is not, it's still inside, it has to come out more to get that tha sound. Tha, tha, thu, thi. Next we have jim. So the makhraj of jim is the center of the tongue when touching the palate. So the center of the tongue is pretty straightforward. Center is right here, right? Ja, and touches the top palate, so the roof of your mouth, you can say. And make sure you don't touch too hard, because if you do, then if you put too much pressure, then it will sound like a cha. So let's go through these. Ja, ju, ji. The next letter is ha. The makhraj of ha is the center of the throat. So what is the center of the throat? If you, let's draw our throat, is your shoulders. We have a person. Good enough. So the center of the throat is right here. So your ha will pronounce here. If you put your finger here, you should be able to feel. Try closing your eyes, put your fingers there, and try to visualize that you're actually pronouncing from this part of your throat. Ha, ha, ha. You will have to put some pressure and flex these muscles right here in the middle. This is pronounced ha, hu, hi. The next letter is kha. The makhraj of kha is the top of the throat nearest to the mouth. So the top of the throat nearest to the mouth is right here. Kha, hu, hi. And an important quality of this letter is that it will always be full mouth. So what is full mouth? Different Tajweed courses call it different things. Some people call it the fat letters, or I don't know, there's various other names. In this curriculum, we decided to call it full mouth because essentially you will make your mouth more round. So if you were to say empty mouth, just to hear the difference, empty mouth will be pronounced kha, kha, but full mouth is kha. And to pronounce a letter full mouth, you have to raise your tongue towards the top palate of your mouth while pronouncing the letter from its makhraj. So you have to do two things at once. So remember, the makhraj of kha is the top of the throat nearest to the mouth. So you try to pronounce it from there. At the same time, you have to raise your tongue in order to get that kha sound. Kha. You also have to make your mouth a little bit round. So if you were to get a side view of your mouth, the back portion of your tongue would kind of raise up like that. Kha. Next is dal. The makhraj of dal is the tip of the tongue when touching the roots of the upper two front teeth, which is the exact same makhraj. Not the exact, but it's grouped with ta, because it's the tip of the tongue when touching the roots of the upper two front teeth. So the same thing I mentioned earlier, this is your tongue, this is your tip. However, it's also important that you don't pronounce it like the English D, but instead it's the dal, Arabic dal, right? So in English D, you actually don't touch your teeth at all. This is your teeth. But however, in the Arabic dal, you touch both the upper and the teeth as well. Dal, not dal. It's not da, da. This is D, da. It's actually dal, dal, da, do, and di. Next we have dal, which is in the same group as the letter tha, which is the third letter that we did. The makhraj of dal is the tip of the tongue when touching the edge of the upper two front teeth. So the edge was, if you have your two front teeth, upper two front teeth, this is the edge right here, and your tongue would touch these edges, and you have to make sure that you stick out your tongue far enough not to get a za sound. You have to get the The is very soft, and you will feel air coming out of your mouth. The, the, the,